Hey y'all, thanks for checking out Euclid Mining. Today, I hate to be the guy that says I told you so, but here we are. Gods of Asgard is dead, and we have lost about $1 million in investments in developing this game, and we will never see that money again. The game will not be coming out, and it was basically the only thing that was going to save Thor financial, and now we are in the toilet. If by now you haven't gone over and claimed all of your rewards and gone to Trader Joe and swapped it for AVAX or anything else, you're probably not going to be thrilled when you see the price. Here it is right now at $1.36, and it is continuing to go down at 22.3% down today after this news was released. People are not happy. They're having an emergency AMA. I was listening into it for a while, but I just couldn't even listen anymore because they're just circling. They're just sideways talking and passing the buck and blaming everybody else besides the people who were in charge of this project. If you were the project manager, Loki, you should have been more involved and you should have been watching this. The the Gods of Asgard was supposed to be released over a month ago, and at that point, they knew it wasn't going to be released. They then said they were going to have a demo come out. It was going to come out 2 weeks later. It didn't. They then said it would be out within those 7 days. It did not release during those 7 days. Like everything else that they've been promising having coming out, they have not delivered. The only utility that this project has brought to the table is more ways to tax you and me and get more money out of our pockets. That's the only utility in this project. Nothing else. And I am sad to say that it has turned into this because I really was hoping for the best. But week after week after week, listening to the AMAs, reading what they have to say in their Discord, it did not give any confidence, zero confidence. The only confidence you got from them were the people in Discord, like the moderators, who just kept on saying, buy the dip, don't worry about it. Things are going to be fine. The game's coming. It's going to save us. And everything else they were talking about, just trying to pump it and pump it and pump it. But really, it was just going down and down and down. And that's it in a nutshell. They did put a Medium post out, and this is it right here. As you all know, the Thor team is committed to transparency and keeping you all in the loop about our investments in Gods of Asgard, which let's just start right there, okay? They are not committed to transparency. That is a fact. They even said that they will not be giving us updates on when things will be released and that they'll be released when they will be released, and not to ask on ETAs or anything else. Let me just say this. If you had a job and your boss said, hey, you've been working on this for 3 months. We need this because it's for the survival of our business. We need this complete. When's it going to be done? And you just said, hey, it'll be done when it's done, and you shut the door. I'll tell you what, about 30 seconds later, a guy with a badge would be at your door with a box with all your crap in it, walking you to the front door, okay? That's what would happen. We're the investors. They work for us, and they will not give us any ETAs or anything at all. The website doesn't talk about any fees and taxes and all the ways they've come up with to extract even more money from us. But yet we're all supposed to be excited and thrilled about all of these things when all they do is pump about how great it's going to be. And here we are. So transparency, zero. Okay, that's zero. From day one, we saw what we thought was going to be a great opportunity for our ecosystem and invested in the project through Thor Treasury. We provided $1 million in funding and a 30% equity position in the game as an agreement with Gods of Asgard will utilize the Thor as its governance token. So realistically, we spent $1 million to only own 30% of the game. Okay. I hate going off on these side tangents, but let me also just say that for about $150,000, somebody could have developed the same game demo that we all got to play, okay? And that would have been it. That would have been it. Instead, they got $1 million, okay? So somebody out there ended up with $850,000 of our money because nobody worked on any milestones and said, hey, look, we're putting $1 million in this. When you hit this marker and you've developed this much of the game, we'll give you $250,000. When you get to this point, another $250,000, so on and so on. Instead, we got to the point when the game should have been released and we did not have it ready in the least. We didn't even have the demo ready for $1 million. Over the past few weeks after testing the demo, we realized Gods of Asgard will need substantially more funding and time in the tune of $250,000 and at least 4 more months. So let me just say, $250,000 when you've already invested $1 million into it. That's, I'm not sure which way to go on that one. Get back as much money as you can and hope for the best, or put the extra $250,000 in there with some sort of contract, a contract, guys, where they actually sign things and say, if you don't deliver, we get our money back or something along that. I don't know. This is like probably business 101. I don't want to get Loki upset. So maybe I'll send him a book if I knew where to send it. He could read. To complete the development of the game and provide a level of gameplay representative of a true P2E experience. Given what we have seen so far and based on our conversations with Gods of Asgard, we've lost confidence in the strategic direction of the game. As a result, we've made it a business decision to no longer directly contribute or provide funding to the game development. The deliverables provided by Gods of Asgard over the past few months did not meet our expectations, yet we continued to pay them and expressed concern several times to Gods of Asgard about its strategy and treasury management and reinvestment model. You gave him $1 million. You did that. Somebody signed the check. Or maybe it was just sent over in AVAX. Sure as shit they wouldn't have taken it payment in Thor. Especially not after today. What are we at? 23.2. We strongly feel that the fixed percentage of equity should be returned to the game's treasury for ongoing development and improvement, but current equity breakdown, the Gods of Asgard treasury receives 0 equity, which is a major concern for the future development and refinement of the game. Additionally, the core members of the Thor team will be stepping back. Stepping back, they never stepped in. If we're in this position, they did nothing. But yet we're all supposed to, kiss their rear ends and be thankful for what they do. They didn't do anything. The Thor team will be stepping back from the roles of Gods of Asgard and letting the Gods of Asgard team proceed in the way they feel best. Yeah, they got themselves $1 million and probably 3/4 of a finished game, which why not finish, change the NFTs, and they'll launch it themselves and make the money. So they killed us. They killed us. I don't have my rubber glove and a bottle of lube here, but, give me some time and we'll redo this video. Despite our best efforts and intentions, this is not the outcome we wanted or expected, and we are frustrated with the overall lack of strategy behind the game's development. Again, who was managing the project, Loki? You? Clearly no. Clearly nobody was. Because if anybody had a half a brain, they would have given payments, installments as they hit mile markers. Before we decided to part ways, we offered our governance token to aid the game in external funding, after which they did not accept, and we entered into several rounds of negotiations with Gods of Asgard that included. And here they go, they break it down. First, they offered $75,000. Gods of Asgard said, no, we're not going to take it. And why would they have to bend? Why would they even care? They've got 3/4 of a game already designed and built. Why would they say $75,000? No, we want our full $250,000 because you're already in so deep. You have no choice. And that's it. Okay. The second offer was for $100,000 with the stipulation that the founders, owners of Gods of Asgard contribute their own funding and equity to which they have refused due despite receiving significant returns from the project to date. Why would they take $100,000? They know they got you over a barrel. They beat you. They got you. You are a sucker, Loki. You, the team, suckers. You got pulled into this. You might as well have just given them the money and just forgotten about it. Cheats and liars, every last one of you. A counteroffer by Gods of Asgard for Thor to take over development of the game, which we declined due to the current equality structure, as Gods of Asgard would not increase our equity if we provided the required funding to complete the game. If they completed the game, it would. If they actually had done the game, and you actually kept on top of them and made sure they were doing the development. Why is it that right at the day that it was supposed to be released, we were then told, hey, it's not ready? You didn't realize that 2 months before or a month before or anything before then? You didn't, no flags went up, nothing? Nothing. Overall, as minority stakeholders at 30%, we did not feel justified for us to take on additional capital requirements, while the owners, as majority stakeholders, refused to put equal skin in the game. Yeah, why would they? Why would they have to? Why would they? They had you. They had you. They beat you. And they stole our money. Okay, because you let them. We know this will come as a shock to the community and raise many doubts about the future of Gods of Asgard. What does it mean for Thor? What does it mean for Thor? Here, let me show you in case you weren't sure. There you go, Chief. That's what it means. Thor ecosystem will continue to refine our contracts, update the DApp UI, which still hasn't come out. They've been talking about that for months and months. It still hasn't come out. Hire new talent. Yeah, they're going to have to hire new talent because people are probably jumping ship as we speak. Diversify our DeFi portfolio and scale beyond NAS to promise new, whatever. This is just nonsense. At the end of the day, this is always an investment. Therefore, we do not believe it is our right for investors to receive proceeds. We will not receive the NFT mints. Look, the bottom line is that there was about $400,000 in minting, and people are not going to get their money back because they're not going to be paying people back 100% of what they spent to buy or to mint these NFTs, and they're going to be stuck with it. So that in itself is going to be a problem. Let's go over here and check it out really quick. You can see right here that if somebody minted today, well, not today, they'd be very upset if they minted this morning, but at even 10 AVAX, the last round, and they come over to here to Gods of Asgard, and you can see that the, well, here, let's look at the price action right now, selling for 0.91 AVAX. I mean, it is in the toilet. Let's go back to the recently sold. And let's scroll down just a little bit and find one of these larger NFTs, like an Odin that sold for 68 AVAX. So here's the thing. If they decide to refund the money to the people who minted these, okay, you minted one for 10 AVAX, and you're going to get some sort of return. Now, this person just bought this. So the person who minted this not only got 68 AVAX, okay, plus they're going to be getting, well, they're not going to be getting the full 10 back. They're probably only going to be getting a small portion of that. The person who owns this now just spent that money on this, and they won't be receiving a refund. Only for the people who minted them, not for the people who bought into this scam. That's going to be a problem. This guy right here who bought this one for 68 AVAX, pissed. And you saw my other video that I did when I minted these. I minted 2 and I immediately sold those off. And thank God I did. We'll see if I even get a little bit of a refund on that, which is going to be shady in itself because I sold it and now I'm going to get a refund for it. So that's a little weird in itself. I'm not sure how they're going to handle that. But nonetheless, it's the guy who just bought this for 68. He's the guy who's going to end up in the toilet. He's the guy who's going to be really pissed off. All right. So, therefore, right for investors to proceed and receive the NFTs mint. We'll be refunding those proceeds, which total $400,000 in AVAX to holders, and are currently running metrics to determine how many mints each wallet made, and will the refunding base AVAX each wallet made, and will be refunding a base AVAX per mint. Okay, that's French for you're not going to get all of your money back. That's the sideways talk, because that's how these people talk at Thor Financial. They say one thing out of one corner of their mouth and they say another thing out the other side, okay? We know that you have questions to answer, blah, 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 blah. They're going to be having the emergency AMA, so everybody can tell them to go jump off a bridge. And like I said, it was going on and I just had to turn it off. This has just been everybody has just been going nuts on here and just ripping them apart because this has been just a slow motion train wreck. If I've ever seen a rug pull, in my opinion, this is a rug pull. This is them BSing us to death. Do we even know that the money was invested, or that they just paid somebody $150,000 or $100,000 to develop a demo game, and then to come back and say, hey, it didn't work out, and then they just got $900,000 of your money and my money? Is that what happened? Because in Discord, you see all the mods all saying, oh, this isn't a rug pull, this isn't a rug pull. I'll tell you what, it's not a traditional rug pull. This is like a slow motion rug pull. This has got to be a new for rug pulls. And I want to congratulate the Thor team on that. They've developed a system to slowly bleed everybody and to take more and more money and then potentially have walked off with $900,000 of our money. It's just my opinion. But look, this isn't financial advice. You got to do what's best for your pocket or pocketbook. But me, as soon as I saw this morning, I pulled all of my money out. I swapped it for AVAX, which I will have a link right up here at the end of the video. You can learn all about Trader Joe and how to swap your money and get your money out as soon as humanly possible. Okay, I'm sure there's people in Discord, some of the mods right now, that are even saying, man, the price is so low. You should be buying right now, man. What are you, crazy? You should be buying. Look, I'm just angry because I've been putting out some videos and I really have been hoping for the best, but I knew from the start that this was just going downhill. After I bought into this, it was a mistake, and I know it's been a mistake. And now all I'm trying to do is trying to recoup any bit of money I can, just like you probably are too. A lot of people bought in when the price was a lot higher, and they regret every minute of it. And of course, these are all risky things. We all know that. You shouldn't invest money unless you have that money to lose. And unfortunately, when you have people in the project that are pumping and pumping and pumping, people in Discord are saying, no, this is great. The change is coming. The game, it's going to change everything. We're all going to be getting money now. And then this happens. It's totally insane. And I'll tell you what, Loki, okay? Because that's all I got to say. And I'll tell you what, Loki, I'm going to leave you a little something here at the end of the video, and this one's going to be for you. So anybody who's still invested in this, my opinion, for me, I got out. Do what you got to do. But for me, I jumped immediately and got as much out as I can. So look, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the button right over there. If you want to watch that video on Trader Joe, it's going to be right up there. Give me a thumbs up for the video. Give me a thumbs down if you're all upset that I make these videos about Thor Financial. But look, here we are. Okay, so I would love to see any thumbs down from this video, and I welcome every single comment down below to let me know about how this project is still going to hit the moon. All right, I appreciate y'all checking in, and again, this one's for you, Loki.